The Restaurant Girl, Tales of Stuart. A very hot Friday in mid-July. The sun is shining like there is no tomorrow, and my supervisor can hardly step away, even for a minute, for me to take a simple break. AM sweating above and below, and my PP, personal protective equipment, kit doesn't really help the situation. Our boss has tasked us to get a certain part of the job done before sunset. Foreign visitors are expected to be inspecting the facility the following day. I'm just in my first week at the job, and showing any sign of laziness isn't an option, else I could lose the bread earner. But like the Bible has it stated somewhere in Deuteronomy 31, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. Consider work in this case. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. I realize my Lord hasn't forsaken me when the clocks finally strike 1 p.m. and that lunch break is just like death. A must for everyone. A quick wash in my face, and am out of the facility, work site, feeling so famished after 6 hours of working intensely. As I walk toward the restaurant, I'm already brainstorming on what I should order for my lunch, even before looking at what's on the menu. But at least am absolutely sure that whatever I will order from must include chow patty. Meanwhile, I'm walking at a very calculated speed, not too fast to hurt my intestines with quick and heavy stumps, and not too slow to keep a longer memory of my hunger. As I make my way up the 4 stairs of the restaurant, my eyes set on an unfamiliar face at our usual lunch spot. Seated next to the entrance, she pats the white netted curtain, waving her hand at someone across the road, perhaps an acquaintance. At first, I thought the raised hand was meant for me, but then the smile attached to it looks too good to be meant for me. Not that I didn't deserve one. With my mind slightly distracted by the beautiful female creature, I stumble at the second stair, but manage to avoid a shameful scare as I stay on my feet. She smiles at my pity before saying sorry. Thanks, I responded while smiling back. Much as I needed the sorry, it's the tone of her voice that further captivates me, even when she already has my undivided attention. For a second or two, her voice resounded in my ears, making me almost forget everything I planned to order for. Whoever said beautiful ladies/girls don't eat at small restaurants must have not considered Namuwango for his or her survey. At the time, food there cost between 2,500 to 5,000 shillings, depending on the kind of sauce one asked for. As I enter, I pose for a second to extend my greetings with my eyes spread all over the room, trying to find the perfect seat. Her beauty isn't so angelic, but if she has me pondering about securing the best spot for a seat, where I can keep my eyes on her in an almost full restaurant at the intuition of an immediate crush. There is something fascinating about her smile. I'm compelled to ask for mineral water, deviating from usual Cavra polythene bag, water from Hajat Kafunda, just behind the restaurant premises. As far as first impression goes, I'm sure the Cavra water won't do me any favors at the time. So, a change in class is absolutely justified and called for. A leaving customer blesses me with a seat in a corner across the room. The perfect spot for a spotter. I take off my helmet, some deep breaths as I settle in. For a disguise, I juggle my attention between scrolling through my phone and keeping an angled eye at her. She asks for a glass of fresh juice to quench her thirst as she waits for her order of matuk and rice along with a combination of drying fish and G-nuts to be served. As my favorite waitress Sharon serves my order of rice, chop patty, and beef, my work buddy John pokes me at the knee as he points in the direction of the bow in the opposite corner. Boss, are you too busy on that cheap phone of yours that you can't even see what's right in front of you? He said. She looks succulent. I nod my head in approval after a quick glance at the lady and turn back to my phone. He definitely isn't aware that I already got my lenses on her, and I don't plan on telling him about it. At the moment, competition isn't welcome. Not even that, potentially coming from a friend. Like the brewers of beer, she didn't rush. She took her time, eating her sumptuous meal as I also rained down on my chapatis. I eat at a snail's pace just to keep up with her. It was the only way I could get more time staring at her captivating look. Although our supervisor always demanded that we eat very fast and get back to work, I was willing to face the music for breaking that rule on that particular day. It's not very often that you see someone of her kind at such a simple restaurant, unless you visit those ice cream joints downtown at Ham Shopping Grounds. I guess it's the delicious and fairly priced food that attracted her to the place. If not me, if I'm a flatter myself, just a little. In the course of having my meal, She caught me twice, trying to have a glance at her. After approximately 35 to 40 minutes, she finally gets up to make her payment at the counter, and that's when I get that 360 view of her that I've been waiting for. She is dressed like any other urban Ugandan girl. Perhaps because it's a Friday, she is casual but smartly dressed in jeans, a light top, and a neck scarf despite the scorching sun outside. Like Alicia Keys, she seems to have given up on makeup, but maybe not entirely. Her eyebrows are touched with eye pencil. Her hair naturally looks great, and it's pulled back into a ponytail. She reminds me of a former workmate who had such beautiful natural hair. Seconds after she flounced out, I wink at Sharon, waitress, who I signal to come around. Does she dine here very often? I asked. Yes, but oftentimes she has lunch early at around 12:30 p.m. before most people start coming in, the waitress said. Why the sudden curiosity? Do you like her? Sharon asks. She jokingly mocks me as for failing to give her a straight answer, as I signal her to keep her voice down not to attract John's attention. He's just outside by the stairs waiting for me, so we can head back together. By the time I step out, she has already walked over 30 meters ahead of us, but still in proper sight. From a distance, what appears to be a response to a phone call slows her down as John and I close in on her. John can't stop praising her looks. I'm, however, doing everything I can to avoid that line conversation, given my hidden motives. As we approach the gates of our workplace, about 5 meters out, and one behind her, our supervisor shouts my botanical name as he waves his hand high up in the air. Hi, everyone. This is Robert K. Circles. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Give us a like on your favorite podcast platform. Leave a comment letting us know what you thought. We love hearing your feedback. And if you know someone who might enjoy the show, please share it with them. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach more listeners. Thanks again for being a part of the Robert K. Circles community. Until next time, take care.